Okay, that was briefly interrupted by my mother-in-law. Let me try to put this phone on do not disturb before we. Yeah. So I'm here in Ghana, Accra. It's January 2020. So I spent the whole of 2019 here in Ghana. So that was kind of like my whole first calendar year. I just recovered from a not so bad malaria, but I had like a respiratory thing going on. If you can see from this picture how hazy the sky is, there's only two seasons here: rainy season and dry season. The dry season is produced by um, northern winds coming down through the desert, and just it's dry. It's so dry that I debated whether or not I should even come on. I've been so ashy. I was like, I'm gonna be glowing in the dark on this video. I have never had any problem with dry skin in my life until this last few weeks. The Harmattan is nothing to play with. Maybe last year I didn't have it so bad because I had just came here when Harmattan was starting, and maybe my skin wasn't really fully into the Ghanaian climate as it is now. I'm not 100 on that, but I know for a fact that the Harmattan is affecting my whole family's skin right now. I have never seen such ashy people in my life. And we coconut oil and shea butter and just, using all kinds of stuff, but as soon as we put it on, the skin is like, and it's a wrap. So then I just recovered from malaria, which happens. Ghana has a pretty good control on malaria. I mean, it's not perfect, but I mean, we talking about, coming from dozens of deaths down to 10 to now maybe one death per day from malaria here, and that's a tremendous growth. Hopefully it will continue. There's just so many treatments for it, herbal and allopathic pills, as they say. So it's really just something that you just have to deal with here, and especially when you're like me, outside at dusk with arms out, legs out, feeling free. Okay. Everything has a price, and mosquitoes can be dangerous. So that's just something you have to keep in mind when you live here. When you visit, to me, it's not as big of a deal, because I recommend, especially for first-time visitors, you just take the anti-malarial pills. You take them between 3 days and a week before you get here, and then you can buy more when you actually get on the ground. But it's no reason for you to come to Ghana on a first visit and get malaria. I have seen this happen, and I'm sticking by my statement. There's no reason for you to do that to yourself. But for a long-term strategy, taking anti-malaria pills all the time, that's not going to work. So you got to find some other methods. And we've been pretty successful, I guess. I mean, I had it twice, basically, since I've been here about a year and a half. That's not bad. I have met older people who haven't had it in 30 years. Okay, goals, that's what I'm going for. But not Buddha yet, so I'll still be working on that. So yeah, the whole key with the prevention of malaria is to just make the prevention part of your lifestyle, not just your clothes and coming out at dusk, but what are you eating, what are you drinking. There are specific things that you should eat and drink if you want to prevent malaria too. And then there's also things that you shouldn't overdo, like whiskey. I can tell you for a fact that if you drink lots of whiskey, you're going to get malaria a lot and really quick. So that's the whole thing. So anyway, I didn't really have much to nobody sent me any questions. I've been getting complaints more than anything, but I got some very profound statements from a couple of people in reference to just me coming online and why I have gotten such strong hateful responses from certain people. It's not like 90% of the people who follow me have hate responses in my page, but I've had a few alarming and very ignorant, insulting, and demeaning posts from people and messages, and somebody just called. They didn't call me, they sent me a comment on one of my posts and set me straight. That was Miss Nisi. She set me straight. She was like, you know what, you are not required to deal with everybody's cultural backwardness. Some people just mad because you're smiling on the camera from the motherland, and deep down inside they want to be free too and have the courage to do what you're doing, but they're mad because they can't, and they can't even admit it to themselves. So they come on to kind of spew their little hatred towards me, which is kind of like, okay, you don't like Africa. I mean, okay, that ain't really my problem. It's, the thing is, I've always considered myself an African. I didn't come here on the invitation of year return. I invited myself. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's all I can say about that. Like I've told you guys before, you all have families. I have a family. My own brother don't like me really that much, but so what? He can't kick me out the family. He's still gonna be my brother. And I learned that from my daughter. When people were saying nasty things and it was real ignorant, and she looked at me like, what you getting mad for? So what? They still gonna be, my grandma. They still gonna be my, my auntie, whatever. Ain't nobody in the world with enough strength to kick me out the family. So what? You don't like me? Oh well. And that's how I really feel about that coming here. With that said, this is my first full calendar year that I'm just reflecting on here in Ghana, setting some goals for the new year. I wrote a book. I really need a publisher. I do not know what I'm doing as far as self-publishing, and the learning curve is high. I learn, but I'm kind of slow. And the learning curve for publishing is tough for me, and especially given the demands that I have, as a mom, and just doing everything that I'm doing right now. Thanks. Sister Cynthia said it's a personal problem for them. You do you, Queen. Yes, ma'am. Of course. I had no problem with that. But Facebook made me change my page name from New African Image Makers to Cicely McLennan. And I know that the Zionists forced that change, because I strongly have spoken out and taught, the roots of Zionism and why I'm against it throughout my social media, throughout my whatever I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure that they forced Facebook to force me to change my name. When my name was New African Image Makers, I have to say I had very little negativity coming my way, and I had thousands of followers as New African Image Makers. And again, just very little negativity coming at me when I was under that name. At some point, I was like, wow, the name, Africa is still, that word carries some kind of energy, because people generally, see it in one kind of way, and they know what to bring and they know what not to bring. But people get it twisted when they see Sicily, and I have to get people straight or block them or whatever. And that's all good too. But the reason I do this is because people approach me personally, in person, and say, that they learn a lot from my page, even before I started doing lives. And I've heard that from so many people in so many places that it encouraged me to continue. And just, doing the same thing that I would do in a classroom or with my children, basically online. I'm a regular mom, and I insist on being a regular mom but I also insist on, people maintaining their respect with me, because I'm definitely going to maintain respect with people regardless. Just because some things is just beneath me. I don't, feel like getting into shouting matches, calling people names, cursing people out. And, I can definitely go there because, I am from Chicago, Southside, Inglewood to be correct. So, I mean, but that's a monster, and I just really don't like for it to come out like that. And I wish everybody could maintain themselves to some extent, at least set it as a goal, but they don't. So anyway, getting back to my 2019 situation, 2020. I'm not real big on the whole New Year thing, but fresh start, never hurt nobody. Setting goals never hurt nobody. And as for me, I really want to get this book that I wrote out, and I started writing another book about my journey here. That's getting more into my personal experience and my legendary love life, for those who don't know. And that's just something that's been on my heart. Again, just getting so much encouragement from my children. Noe was like, "Ma, tell the whole story." And that's just how she said it. "Ma, tell the whole story." So I started writing that, and I want to get that out too, but honestly, I need help. I did get some support from brother Kwesi, who repatriated to the Gambia, as far as setting up my web page or whatever. So he's going to help me with that. But as far as a publisher, come on, help me get this information out. I want to support everybody that's coming to visit the motherland for the first time with this book that I wrote. How to travel over here, how to take it easy on yourself, and just what precautions you need to take, just how to do everything from step one all the way through, what to do when you get here and who you could call when you over here and all of that stuff. So I did write it, and I do want to share it with you guys, but I definitely need some support on that. I'm not sure, what people do to have to get a publisher or whatever, but if anybody knows an agent who would be interested in these African, repatriation tales and experiences, please recommend me or recommend them to me, and let me call them or send them a message and see if they would be interested, because I definitely just need support. There's no reason for that book not to have been out already, but it's just I just need some support in the publishing area. So yeah, if anybody wants to back me up on that or refer me to somebody, please let me know. Send me a DM or a comment here, wherever you can get me. Just holler at me. So yeah, my goals is to get that book out. Just you have a small budget in Africa, you can really, it's not even like homeschool. It's like homeschool on another level, because you literally, I have somebody who comes to train with my boys, martial arts training. They come to the house and they train everybody in the house, whoever shows up for the class. And I can add on, language lessons, science lessons, and, I'd love to add on fencing, if possible. But you can just really tailor your children's environment here for reasonable prices, with people who are good with children and who know how to work with children, who know how to bring the best out of children. I have been trying to get my oldest son into drama and performing arts since I first noticed that he was into that, if you know what I mean. And he always was like, "No, I'm not gonna be on the stage. I prefer to be behind the camera." But now he just got through playing a role in the holiday play at school. I was so proud and so happy that he's stepping outside of that box that he put himself in. Wow, you have this talent. Why not expose it to the world? I mean, why hide it? So they have a way of working with the youth here, and you know, I was a youth counselor when I was a youth. So, you know, I've been working with youth for a long time, and I'm learning a lot from just being around the environment for how they encourage children, how children just completely do not even have a shell, and feel free to just be themselves in total, and how they feel free to just do their job, whatever their task is, and do it well, and just exceed, you know, expectations in the task that they're given. You know, my dad has a saying where he like, you gave me a snow job, and I take it that's some kind of military statement that says that you half-ass did something. But I'm telling you, these youth here, they're not trained to do half-ass shit. If they do half-ass shit, they did it on purpose, and that's a whole thing. But please know that there's some other ways to work with young people to bring out the best in them, that is just going to be in your favor here in this environment. Sometimes I really don't even talk about the school subject as much as I want to, because I'm like, man, my educated friends in the United States will really be jealous if I show you what the preschool students here are learning. I mean, they're trilingual, writing, speaking 3 different languages, and they 3 and 4 years old. So we got some problems as African people, but make no mistake, we not playing here. You know what I'm saying? Make no mistake, we not playing here at all. So yeah, I want to bring more of that out, because I'm really proud of the school that my sons are going to, and they want to expand and add on a high school, and I want to support them in that. So I'm going through one of the organizations that I've been working with, which is the Ghana Investment Tours, to try to get them some funding and support to actually expand their school. So that's my other goal for this year, is to just support the people that I think are out here working so hard, and their methods are very, very successful and valuable to us in our development, and just to put them in a position to be able to share that with more students, it would be real cool. So that's my other goal. And my other goal is to actually get my YouTube channel cracking, because Facebook, I mean, I don't know why Facebook haven't cut me off yet, but I'm not going to sit here and wait for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to move around. I'm moving to YouTube, and then I also want to start doing some webinars on BB2 Mikasa, which you guys have heard me talk about so much. That's brother Dr. Obadale Cambone's site that he created, a social media forum for Black people only, and they do scream. So it would be so difficult to be trolled on there by someone pretending to be Black. It would just be so difficult for them to even do that there. So it's definitely a safe space. Some of the most smartest, creative people in the world are on that social media forum. So if you haven't checked it out, I suggest it. And I'm definitely, working towards getting my webinars on that website. And I want to do my media decoder. I want to share that with people, because it only works if you practice it. You know, you got to learn how to break down these messages, break down this information, and all the disinformation that comes our way. It's a ton of it. You could take this current situation between the U.S. and Iran as a perfect example. You know, they'll put out a half-ass statement, oh, he's responsible for thousands of American lives lost. Where's the details on that? Where's the evidence? Who did he kill? Where's the families at? You know, why is he kicking it with U.S. soldiers who seem like they have the utmost respect for him? Why is like 2, 3, 4, 5 million people at his funeral in Iran today? I mean, you know what I'm saying? They leave out all the information and replace it with disinformation, and the public is unsuspecting. You don't even know. You find yourself repeating sound bites from CNN, and you sound like a parrot, but it's empty words, and you don't even know what you're talking about. So, the media decoder is something that I know it works, and I have taught it and use it in classrooms. I've used it in classrooms, and I've taught every student that came across my path how to do it, and I practice with them because it does take practice. Being able to analyze, world events and all of that, it takes time and it takes work. You got to read, you got to pay attention, you got to put your what we call in my organization that I was working with, our tools of analysis to work. So I want to put that and share that with people. I have another piece that I have called Beyond Tolerance. And that's dealing with the idea that, take Ghana as an example. So many people from around the world make Ghana their home. Why? What is it about Ghana that makes people feel so welcome to just post up here? I mean, Indians, Lebanese, Chinese, Americans, people from the UK, people from France, people from Spain. Everybody is here. Why? So I'm discussing some of what it takes for people to live in harmony, even when they're from different cultures and different places. And that's something that the European or Eurasian would have us to believe is impossible. Like their only choice was to colonize and, violently overtake people. There was never an option to live in peace with people and live in harmony with people and respect people and accept people. So anyway, that's a whole thing, and I have a piece that I want to share online as far as that. So that's enough goals. Besides, I'm getting married in October, so I definitely have a full 2020 plate, and I'm happy to be sharing that experience with you guys. You hear this noise out here? That's my sons and they cousins and neighborhood kids all kicking the ball, playing soccer in the yard. That's normal. They'll play soccer with a Coca-Cola bottle top. They'll play soccer with a tape ball. I was just telling somebody that I would love to come through here with a whole truck of FIFA, whatever, approved soccer footballs. Man, they would go nuts in this place for that, because they don't see those very often. But in either case, I'm on live. Do we have to do this right now? Just saying. You just went up and got food and didn't get your brother meal?
Nah, they told me to share with him. He has already eaten soup. And that was early.
So that was early dinner. So now it's time for second dinner.
It's not early dinner. It was a few hours ago. That's not dinner.
Oh, okay. Well, go up and get some.
I don't want to.
Okay, go up and get some. But can I get back to my video, please? Thank you. Can I get back to my video, please? Thank you so much. Okay. So, yeah, well, if you have boys, you know how they do. They might have this little boy be 2 breakfasts and 3 if you let them. Oh. So, anyway, that's a full plate is what I'm saying. So, and it's more in between those lines that I've given you, but I'm just waiting to unroll it on y'all. Surprise! So you could be like, you know what I'm saying? But for the people in my family and my friends that's coming to my wedding, the main thing right now is to save your money. If you think about it, 10 months, if you save $200 a month, maybe give a little push, have a little small amount available on your credit card. Poof, you here, and you hear, you experience, you go back home and you think about everything when you get there. You know what I'm saying? So it's doable. It's doable, but you do have to put some effort forth, and I totally think it's worth it. And especially when you get to experience a cultural ceremony like a traditional wedding. So it's not like you're coming here as a tourist and you're on a vacation, so to speak. You're coming to visit your family and your friends and celebrate their wedding. So it's just a lot more personal, a lot more different. I've been visited places where I've had, real deep cultural experiences and times when I haven't, and I prefer to have to get in there, be it a funeral, a wedding, a naming ceremony. Those are the things that really give you a clue about who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with when you visit another place, where you really see the rituals, the ceremony, and just how they do things. It's just really something that you will absolutely love if you have the opportunity to do it. So I'm so happy that my family is actually coming up. Like, they really want to come. I didn't think anybody would come, because I had such a hard time coming over here. Like, they was all so scared and this and that. But now that I'm here, and now that I, put the date out there, everybody's like, oh, we're there. I had somebody like, oh, I'm in my Airbnb. I'm staying for a month. Ooh, I'm like, oh my God, I'm stoked. So, I'm definitely about to roll out the red carpet, for my people. And this is definitely going to be an experience that is something we all would cherish. Not just me and my, my husband to be, but everybody. It's something that we will all cherish, probably for the rest of our lives. So, I got some spectacular stuff planned for them that they would never just get in a standard, Ghana tour, of course. So this is very encouraging too. So yeah, that was my update. Just want to check in, let everybody know I'm feeling better. Malaria is tough, but it's not tougher than me. It's not tougher than Ghana. It's not tougher than Africa. We're gonna get on top of it. We are getting on top of it, and don't be afraid because of malaria. Harmattan, I don't know, bring you some extra moisturizer. That's all I can tell you, because it's dry. It's so dry, man. And then what else? Nobody else asked me anything else. All I got was a bunch of complaints and a bunch of encouragement over the last 2 weeks, which I appreciate, both, one to more extent than the other, of course. But I just thank you guys for tuning in and keeping track of me. And look, this is what I'm talking about. This is what they doing. Just running around constantly. And eating constantly. That's normal. They couldn't really do that in Chicago because it was just too tight, too hard, too dangerous. You know what I'm saying? They barely wanted to go in the backyard and play with the other kids in the building. And I'm like, this is a ridiculous life for a boy, or a girl for that matter. So I appreciate you guys all, and if nobody has anything, I'll check in with you guys later. I'll get back to work on my Africa 101 series, start busting down some of these goofball myths I keep hearing about. Do I still need to talk about the scam thing in Ghana? I thought Roland Martin did a good job of that. If you didn't see his video, I am not like a super Roland Martin fan, but that particular piece he did talking about busting the haters and stuff down about Ghana scams or whatever, it was good. He got down to the science of the situation, which is y'all need to quit it. Some people was like, oh, he elitist or whatever. You could say that, but don't miss the point. Don't miss the point. So what else? Oh, and I'm gonna share a paper with you guys that completely demolishes the ADOS thing too. So look on my page for that. And I'll just continue on sharing the information that I have. I still want to interview the sister from the Sankofa Repat organization. I know that what this sister is doing, the organization that she's building, is is going to be very helpful and very powerful. It's going to be a very powerful tool for people who want to visit and repatriate and actually live in Africa. So I stand by it. I support it 100%. As soon as my account is out of the negative zone, I will definitely become a paying member. And also the Ghana Investment Tour. If you have not checked that out, I have shared with you guys. Please don't say that we are not working to make this process more doable, more accessible for people who may not be rich, which most of us are not. So please don't say that we're not doing our work over here. We're putting in work, and I think it's starting to show. We've had some businesses actually receive investment from people in America. They're looking for more businesses to connect with here, so I'm very excited about the upcoming March Ghana Investment Tour. I'm throwing my hat in the ring with the American Chop Bar and Grill on that piece, and so I want to encourage you guys to use the links that I'm sharing with you, bb2me.com, sankofarepat.com, GhanaInvestmentTour.com. Man, check us out. See what we're putting in place to smooth out this process of returning home. And thank you. Love you guys, and have a fulfilling and a 2020 that's beyond your expectations. Thank you.